Hey y'all, iRix Guy here. Behold, iOS 7, the latest installment of the operating system for iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch. And I'm just going to crack it open and I'm going to tell everybody about the goodness and not so goodness it's built into this new iOS 7. First of all, I would like to say that the installation process, as with most any recent iOS update, whether it be iPhone, iPad, iPod, was very simple. Couldn't have been happier with that. Super simple process. Secondly, since I upgraded from the previous iOS version on my iPhone 5, everything came up, had all my apps. My apps worked, my data's there. The first thing that I noticed immediately was the new interface. You're going to notice that the interface is a lot less, I guess you would say, decorated. It's just a very simple, kind of back to the basics type interface. You're going to notice new icons. Most all of the icons are new: mail, phone, Safari, music, etc. When you go into your phone, you're going to notice that it's completely different. It's a much more simplistic looking keypad. Now, some of the other things that I noticed, and these may not be items that pop out immediately, but when you go into your mail, and if you're like me, you were used to in the past, if you got a junk mail or whatever, and you want to delete it, you would just swipe to the right. You're going to notice that swipe to the right no longer works. So, and this is something I plan to further research, but swiping to the right won't delete it. If I want to delete an email, I open it and then I hit the trash can. So I don't know if that's, maybe there's a feature that I have not yet discovered, or maybe that's just how it's going to be in this new version of iOS. So that's one thing that's kind of different. What I did notice is that the speed, just the snappiness of opening and closing apps and whatnot is a lot faster. And I know that sounds silly, but it really is. And part of that enhanced speed is probably due to the fact that the interface is much less graphical now. It's just kind of back to the basics. I mean, it's you go into Safari. Now Safari has, like most of the other apps in here, it has a new interface. And when you get in, whereas in the past you would click and you would have multiple tabs, maybe you want to keep several websites open. Now when you click that, you get these, like, it looks like pieces of notebook or printer paper that are facing up at you. And you can that's kind of neat because you can see a thumbnail type representation of which websites you had open. And then likewise, if you scroll down, and in my case, I see what I have open on my iMac, I see what I have open on my iPad, I see what I have open on my MacBook Air. So it's kind of handy if you use Safari across multiple devices. Say you're in your home office on your desktop Mac, and then you move to your bedroom to your iPad, or maybe move to your living room with your MacBook, or maybe you're out in the backyard or on the street with your iPhone. You can quickly access those links, those pages that you had open within Safari web browser on your other computers. It's kind of convenient. Now, I mean, that was in the previous iOS, but I think what they've done with Safari on this, it just seems to be a lot faster. The overall phone experience, in my opinion, with iOS 7, it just feels a lot less bloated. Sure, it's not as pretty as it used to be, but when it comes down to it, what should one care about? Should they care about performance and convenience, or should they care about how something looks? I mean, ultimately, people want the best of both worlds, but I think that so far, I mean, my initial impressions of iOS 7 are great. It's the first upgrade in a while that I've seen where you pick it up and you know that you're on a different version of iOS. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that you're using a newer version of iOS. And likewise, when you go into Photos app, completely overhauled from a cosmetic perspective. It's still got your photos there. You still got your iCloud where you can view your iCloud photos. The camera app is completely overhauled. Now you can scroll left to right. It seems to be a little bit easier because you can say, okay, I want to film a video, I want to shoot a photo, square, or pano for panoramic. So I think from a, hey, let's pull this out of my pocket and let's shoot something real quickly, this camera app, in my opinion, is greatly improved, because a lot of times maybe there's something flying over, like some sort of like airplane or something, and you want to catch it and you're in camera mode. You can more quickly transition from still photo mode to video mode with this now. So that's cool. You know, it's an improvement in my opinion. And then other things you can go through. You can look at your you know, calendar has a visual overhaul. The let's see, what's this? There's another thing in here I wanted to point out. Reminders app has a visual overhaul. I mean, check it out. I think it's a good thing, and I don't think it's just, and a lot of people may argue, and I appreciate it, but I don't think it's just someone's effort to say, ha, I'm Apple now. Steve Jobs, I run the boat now. I don't think it's just that. I think that this is more than just someone trying to show their own face on Apple products. I think this is a step forward from the standpoint that it is faster. And I mean, speed and convenience to me is important. I personally don't care how something looks. Now, if you're the stickler for, you want everything kind of looking fancy with the icons and all of that, then you may not like the iOS 7 as well as you did the previous iOS. But I think it's greatly improved from my first day of use. Now, will I discover things I don't like? Will I discover things I really like? Maybe so, and that's something I plan to post follow-up videos. I have not yet updated my iPad 3, but when I do, I'll be sure to video that experience as well. Like I said, so far I've just done this iPhone 5 and couldn't be happier. Haven't noticed any, obviously I haven't had my phone crash or anything out of the ordinary happen, so far so good. And like I said, the thing that I like most about this is just the overall snappiness, the increased speed of responsiveness across all apps. And the one thing that annoys me the most is not being able to just swipe to the right and delete that email. And maybe that's an option. I go into settings and toggle it back to where I have that functionality. But I thought that was nice because I just go to doom, you know, and get rid of them. Now I got to open them and then hit the trash can. So, you know, is that a deal breaker? No. It's just a matter of personal preference. I liked it. I liked that feature the way it was, and yeah, it's one of those things that you might find on your own as well that you may not like as much. But should you upgrade to iOS 7? As always, I would definitely back up my data first in case your experience wasn't as smooth as mine. But would I upgrade? Most definitely. And that's one thing, normally with Apple products, that includes operating systems, Mac OS X, I typically upgrade without hesitation, whereas in a Windows world, that new version of Windows comes out, I run for the hills for at least a year or so. So anyway, thanks for watching, and like I said, I will, as I uncover more underneath the surface of iOS 7, I'll share these videos because I think they're of value. I want to know your feedback. What do you think about iOS 7? What would you have done differently? What do you like that Apple did do? Thanks for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/IRIXGuy, and share this video and any of my videos with others. Y'all have a good day.